Here we are again with the first semi-final on stream. On the A stream, we just saw on an Esports Evasive beating Digital Dynasty with 4-2. Good fashion from them, but now they are facing the number one place of the Champion Conference to Godalions, the unbeaten players, the unbeaten team on an Esports Evasive have a really hard task here in the very first semi-finals of the Champions Division playoffs. I'm not alone, I'm still joined here by Danny Boy. Welcome.
Thank you very much. You talk about the finale that could be coming up as well. 2 games technically played, 1 DQ, and on at least the mainstream we did see, well, the Dynasty frankly being taken out 4-1 pretty comfortably so too, but we're at the semi-final stage, so it should step up in quality too.
Yeah, definitely the best 4 teams of the ECC taking it up against each other right now. It's Godalions against Unknown Esports Evasive, and in 1 hour we will be seeing Luxa Esports taking it up against Yeezit's squad in the other semi-finals. But here we are, Godalions, of course, a very good team, maybe the favorites going into this season. Just like Luxa Esports, also contended to be favorites. The first place from second conference and the first place from the first conference, Luxa Esports. But Godalions, they are here, maybe beating on an Esports Evasive. We have to see on an Esports Evasive definitely going for an underdog story here. Of course, beating Digital Dynasty in the very first round. But here they are, Godalions is waiting for them, hoping to, get the final, get in the end the win of the Champions Division. The one who wins here will also get a prize pool of at least €50. So both teams do have everything on the line to play for. Both teams are really keen to win here on an Esports Evasive, being the underdogs, and Godalions hoping to have a dream season, having an unbeaten season here in the Champions Division. We'll see, can they fulfill their dreams? Can they keep on going with unbeaten streak? Or will on Esports Evasive will make an end of that?
A streak? Well, 8-0 sounds good, 9-0 sounds better, but we'll look a little bit more in depth to that Godalion side itself. Sketch, Shaky Lad and Kieran, usually the standard 3, we're expecting them to be, of course, stepping in. Feral, Sub and Kenzo too. I mean, that lineup there is scary, to say the least. There's, of course, an opposite side, the second semi coming up later. Both equally titans in the ECC, but Dennis, from that lineup of the 3 here, we expect to come out here. Which of those players there should be the most frightening to play against?
I mean, I know Chica Lad is one hell of a player for Godalions. He's a really good player, and well, it definitely showed in the in league play. In the end, it was them going 8-0 in league play. I know the other players a bit Sketch and Kern probably will be playing in this match. They are in the main roster. But yeah, on an esports side, we have Ethan, Itcha, Boy Afro, and Thermic. Well, we just saw them playing, and I was pretty impressed. And in the end, I think Ethan has done quite an impressive job getting those backboard reads. And in the end, just the passing plays they've had was definitely something, definitely something to watch out for, being a Godalions player. So, it's going to be a really close series, I'm expecting. But still, Godalions, the favorites here, on Esports, the underdogs. And I think it's just time to get into the prediction, as we're still waiting for Godalions. So, Danny Boy, are you going for the favorites, Godalions, or will the underdogs be your favorites here?
I think it would be very hard to go against anybody with the quality, the experience that Kieran has on his belt. No disrespect to Digital Dynasty, but they look like a weak side. This unknown esports side looks not intimidating in the slightest. So I'm going to say 4-0 to the Godalions.
That's fair enough. Yeah, of course, Godalions are a really good side. I mean, to make it interesting, I think I'm going for Unknown Esports, maybe in a 4-3 fashion. Of course, Godalions are your favorites, but Unknown Esports Evasive definitely not a side to underestimate. Of course, we just saw the passing players going, and in the first series, they've done an incredible job. But yeah, now it's only one team. They still got to beat in the fashion of Godalions. And well, right now, as I say that, it is Godalions joining the game lobby. It is indeed Sketch, Chikolat, and Kern about to go onto the pitch, playing against Unknown Esports Evasive. But I think without further ado, we just can get into game one. Godalions, of course, the favorites against Unknown Esports Evasive, the underdogs. Who's gonna win it to get at least some kind of a prize pool to get themselves into the final of the Champions Division playoff final? Let's find out. Godalions against Unknown Esports Evasive game one.
Should be good, should be decent. The Godalions playing from the blue side too, and they're already pressure from the kickoffs. The side should be warm, should be ready. But will the Unknown Esports do themselves justice here as they pass the halfway line for the first time? Cheeky responds back into the original pressure, and again a passing play straight over the Kieran, a stack to the backward. Thermic though, right back to the defensive line that the Godalions have set up, but the opening 30 seconds have been dominating by one side in particular.
Yeah, definitely so far. There's been Godalions with a quick start from them on the Esports Evasive, trying to get out of it a bit. Pretty much it looks like they're doing a good job so far. But Godalions, they're doing a really good job as well, going into the offense. No goals yet, no dangerous offense is created yet, so we just still have to see the very first goal of this series about to come.
Still waiting. Kieran not willing to give concessions as Thermic straight up. Ethan, LFT, but looking for net at the moment, and Kieran bails out Sketch. He might have to return the favour, but Kieran too hot and heavy, a passing play, but Cheeky lobs it so far downfield. It's gone past all of the two that was up front, and it's Kieran, but a time to delay. Passes it into the middle with Cheeky across once more, and here we know the onside. Pressure into a moment, but they've dealt with the pressure well enough in the defence. 90 seconds gone, goalless so far.
Goalless so far, indeed. Both teams trying to get that very first goal of this series. Both teams can't really find a net, can't really find shots. As we've seen now, Godalions trying to get a shot, the very first shot of this series. It just does not work for them. It's just, both teams are playing a bit not passive, but they're trying to get some opportunities, but in the end it just does not work. Both teams need to do something else, need to create those offenses right now. That is the first shot, not on target though. Thermic doing a good job. 3 minutes still left, 2 minutes in this game, and still a goalless game it is.
Kieran to Cheeky. Oh, though we had a moment there where we would have seen the opening goal in the semi-final portions here at ECC, but a passing play by Unknown. They're moving the ball at least delicate enough to take the Godalion side by a bit of surprise. Kieran being bumped in pressure. Ethan done his job. Thermic off its own backboard there, and it will be Cheeky lad. Tame. Can he do something with it? He's popped it and played it around Kieran, and Sketch not won the bite on that one. Half the game. Two evenly matched teams so far in the semis, but can we finally see that goal and step it up?
Of course, it is a best of 7 series, so it's just only one game we're seeing right now. Both teams really have a long journey to go in this series. Still no goals scored though, and yeah, goal is still, about to fall. I just, the teams are creating something more right now. The players are trying to get some offenses going. It's a really close game already. It's just, any team can take it, and as I say that, Ethan gets the very first goal on the name of this series as well. Thermic with a pass to the middle on Ethan with a clinical finish into the top corner, beating Chikolat in goal. And that is the very first goal of this series. Unknown Esports Evasive are leading in game one.
You would expect the quality of the pitch of Godalions, the likes of Kieran, to be the one to score first. Not to be. It is Ethan, and this time he will be in the defensive line. Can he be hero and saviour in the same moment? Sketch and Kieran, a nice double connection of a passing play. Sketch cowers away back into defence. He had to get away from the torricade that could have been pressured. Kieran trying to worm his way around the legs where we've seen him in Wind and Rain with Psycho and Boys School Q. He's with these two lads here, back from their competitive break, played through league play, undefeated mind you. This would be an upset here if they are getting beaten. Kieran, once more, defends and save the pressure against them. They are struggling here, Dennis, to get out of their own half now.
Definitely. We saw the struggling in defense, and on Esports Evasive doing a really good job in offense, keeping the pressure up. but it's definitely Godalions. They need to get out of their hole. 1 minute left for them. They're still 1 goal behind in this game on. And, it is the unbeaten Godalions. They are the favorites here, maybe also the fan favorites in stream. They want to, get this series to their hands, getting into the final, but 40 seconds, they still 1 goal down. And looks like this game 1 maybe goes in favor of Unknown Esports Evasive. Godalions still in offense though, and it's interesting to see, can they get that very good goal, or is it Unknown Esports Evasive just winning this game 1? We are about to see in the upcoming 30 seconds.
Kieran's doubles actually taking Cheeky out. It's your boy just moving down, further down, but Thermic is a decent 50. The Godalions have nothing to show. Nothing in game 1 that they can hang a bit of pride on. They have been outplayed, outmatched. They have to find a way adapting Kieran into the halfway line. Downfield it goes, right hand side to left, and that's what Kieran had to play into for Kieran. Not going to happen. Cheeky to sketch, and unfortunately in their case, and quite literally, an upset could be played here. Unknown Esports takes game 1, 1-0 on the series.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but your prediction is already wrong with the 4-0 to Godalions. It is now Unknown Esports Evasive taking game 1 in their favor. Just the finish from Ethan after the pass from Tim was just enough to secure them this game 1. Though, as I already said, it's a best of 7, so definitely a lot of games still to be played. I can't see a clean sweep happen because it's such a close game already. And I saw some offense from Godalions. It can go anyway, and definitely I can't see Godalions, just losing here again. I can definitely see them winning now, equalize this series. I just have to see. I don't know, Esports Evasive. They've won game 1. Can they keep this momentum up?
Good questions. They have to provide something, and Cheeky lad off its own post. You said my prediction's wrong. You're right on that one, but Godalions have failed to show up in the semi-finals.
Yeah, you can say that. Cheeky lad is just struggling his own goal straight from the kickoff. And in the end, Ethan will take the open net. 6 seconds in only, and you already see a 1-0 lead again to the side of Unknown Esports. They're doing definitely a good job. Godalions need to get out with the hole, need to, get some pressure going on, because they can't lose this game 2 as well, Danny.
They do that, they leave themselves a lot of work, a mountain. If they lose game 3-2, they might as well say goodbye, but it is a best of 7 marathon performance required throughout both teams. And Unknown's already played 5 games before going into the stage. And here's your boy coming up around sketch. He's going to poke that to the roofs. The scaffolding might need to be reworked here. And Kieran moving the ball side to side. But again, side to side is just shuffling to nowhere in successful department. It will just give possession over, and cheaply too.
Yeah, now we're just seeing Godalions trying to get a bit of an offense, not good enough to beat the Unknown Esports defense though. They need to do something else, need to connect with each other with the passing plays. Solo plays will not work in this Champions Division semi-final. And now Unknown Esports Evasive are trying to keep the clean sheet they're already having in game 1. Now in game 2, still they didn't get scored on. The defense seems clean, but Godalions, they do not have that good offense like we were expecting. It's just, the passing plays you would be expecting from a side like this. They're not coming up. And, maybe they're having an off day, but even in an off day, you can't have that. But as I say that, it is Sketch getting the equalize on his name, just getting the dunk. And yeah, that's a great goal by him. Godalions equalizing in this game too, and definitely they will take the 1-0, and still 3.5 minutes to play in this game too.
Well, in between that sessions of play, the Godalions side look like a Division 2 side, double committing, bumping each other away. It will settle on the nerves the fact they've got 1. Now they have to find the 2nd. Hopefully a lot cleaner, and this is at least somewhere of a redemption, but it's your boy takes Kieran up to he returns back and allows Cheeky and Sketch to provide some offensive pressure that has gone awry in Kieran. He's been stuck on the defensive line. He's almost like on a leash at this point. He needs a bit of help at the back line and allowed to push up 2. With that said though, 1 apiece.
Yeah, indeed, and it is the passing plays from Unknown Esports Evasive that we're seeing a lot, also in the first series, but definitely it keeps on going against a side like this, against Godalions. And I haven't seen that much passing plays from the Godalions side. They're just doing a lot of solo plays, trying to get a goal on their name themselves, but definitely it's not going to work. You need to connect with each other, like Unknown Esports are doing right now, because, well, they got 1 goal, but definitely they're already 1 game down, so they really need to work on that. Half game left though, and there's now Unknown Esports again in the offense trying to get a second. It is waiting who's going to get the second goal on their name here in this game too.
Thermic straight across. It's a battle of goal number 2 for either side, and Kieran's popped that up. Who's there? It's Sketch straight across. It's your boy though. Denies, rejected, hard for the Godalions to score. They can barely get 1 on target. That was their chance. Let's see if Thermic can do any better.
Yeah, we saw a really dangerous attempt there from Godalions. Still they can't score, but it looks like they're getting more and more in this series. Good to see from them. But they can't underestimate Unknown Esports still. They need to keep the rotations clean, because Unknown Esports Evasive will do everything they can to get a second goal, to get a second game to their name as well, and get themselves into a really comfortable position. But 1.5 minutes left. Godalions trying to get forward, trying to get the passing plays on right now. But, you know, it does not work out yet. 1.5 minutes and still 1 apiece.
Gets across, blocked and does. A bit of work now finally applied, but it's your boy across and down. Sketch. Just see Cheeky Lad. He's poked it up, and Thermic has to buy a bit of time. Ethan has returned. A slow, deliberate defensive work being provided there. 60 seconds now. Kieran from the ceiling down. He's just whipped it into the middle, but sadly not on target, nor to a teammate. A Sketch has now to find something in Thermic. Free clearance over to Ethan. Now can we see the opposition counter? They're struggling to get 1 on target like themselves. It's Contagious missing.
Oh, that's an open net, and in the end it is Ethan getting a great shot on his name. Maybe the guy who just got respawned would have saved that if Ethan would have hit that. I don't think so, but still a great shot from Ethan with a redirect, getting a really important goal on his name. 47 seconds to go, and Unknown Esports Evasive again in the lead here.
Joe, when you look at this pitch here, you take it off all the experience, and I know Kieran probably outdoes all 5 of them. And yet it's Ethan who has stepped up the most here, and this time Kieran sees his shot off the post. Rattled and annoyed, both him and the post. A Sketch this time goes across, and Kieran effectively double coming into a play. Not needed either. He pokes it back into the middle, and Ethan just says, here's a clearance to go with it.
Yeah, now 17 seconds to go. It is Unknown Esports Evasive trying to secure the lead they're having now, but you can't underestimate the Godalions, how they do everything they can to get that goal. But it looks like also this game will go in favor of Unknown Esports. It's still the ball on the half of Unknown Esports though, as we see really awkward by It's Your Boy with a great save. Secures game 2 for Unknown Esports Evasive. And game 2, you know, Unknown Esports Evasive, maybe we're a bit the better side with Godalions. It's still a really good side. It's a very close game, very close series. But we see on Esports Evasive 2 games up now. You know, if they win the 3rd here, it could be a really upset here. Then maybe it could be a clean sweep. Well, it's still a really close series. Godalions, they really want to win this game 3, otherwise they could be in big trouble. But let's see, game 3 about to get on the way. We saw some great plays, some great saves as well, especially from It's Your Boy in the very last second of game 2. But now we are here in game 3. Ethan popping off in the series. Can he continue it, or can Godalions come back in this game 3?
Here on the kickoff, it's just been pushed into the earning sides and Sketch, giving effectively the pressure to It's Your Boy. Stennis has been pointed out, he's been credited with a lot of saves, but that one straight down. Godalions, they've forgotten how to score, they've forgotten how to defend, they've forgotten they're in the semi-final.
Yeah, again, straight from the kickoff in the game, it is Unknown Esports Evasive getting a goal. It's Your Boy, the Flying Dutchman, you could call him. But 10 seconds in, they're again in the lead, and well, it's just Godalions last game. They lost with 1 goal, and right now these goals you can't permit in the Champions Division semi-final. Kickoff goal, you know, all the players, they have so much experience. You wouldn't expect they get goals like that against them. Now they got twice a goal like that against them, but now we still are in game 3 with a lot of time left. Godalions, well, they have a lot of time left. Unknown Esports Evasive are in the lead, trying to hold it in this game 3 to get themselves into match point, but definitely still everything to play for in this game 3.
Thermic straight down to double the lead. It's pinched quite well enough, tantalising if anybody wanted a piece of it. Kieran elected he was the one. clears the lane, not once but feels the second time. It's your boy anywhere in the middle, and Ethan straight across. Thermic too tight to the wall now. Kieran, you might have a redemption, cheeky lad. So they're putting them off, and it's Godalions scraping around, and Kieran just shot blocking cheeky lad. The shooting here at the Champions Divisions by the Godalions, potentially mind-boggling bad. That's the only way you can describe it, but cheeky lad redeems himself after the missed first time around. One apiece.
Yeah, finally they can get a goal there. We saw a great double save from Thermic. In the end, cheeky lad will get the goal to make this game all tied up. 1.5 minute to go, and as I said, it's a really close series, close game again. No one-sided team, really good to watch. Let's see if it keeps going like that. It is Godalions trying to, maybe to get the momentum on their side, trying to score more now. But underneath with Evasive, doing a fairly good job in defense. And well, let's see, can they make more goals, or will Godalions who will win this game?
Leafing straight across, Kieran. Decent 50, but again the Godalions are willing to pressure when they don't have even the ball to their wheels. They're octane spinning out of control, and it's your boy, one beaten, straight over to Thermic. This is teasing it, tantalising, delicious. But sadly, even how good they are, they have to be wise enough that their opposition can outplay them at times. We've yet to see it majorly a sketch this time. Pass one Ethan alone, he has to buy a bit of time. Thermic back in the rotation, but it did not matter for the time being. The duration now with Kieran, pass into the middle, stopped out by It's Your Boy.
Yeah, now it is on Esports Evasive trying to keep the offense going, but that's a great hit from Sketch, getting the second goal for Godalions. Great solo play, just getting the tap over It's Your Boy. With air duel, beats out one, beats out the last as well. And in the end, it falls into the open now, half time, and it is Godalions now. For the first time this series, I believe, they are in the lead now.
You could say that, but the major worry in my head, Dennis, and I don't know if you would agree with me, is how long they can keep it. It's not the fact, how can they continue and extend, because they have been the second best side, as we already see Ethan putting his shots on target, and Kieran already back in the defensive duties.
Yeah, 2 minutes left now, but still that should be enough time to at least make this game equalize. And as you already said, it is just the question, can they keep this lead, Godalions? They don't need to extend it, but you definitely can't do that in defense. Thermic gets the open net after a terrible miss, I would say. Kieran and It's Your Boy going for the pinch, and in the end cheeky lad in goal. Yeah, he was just not in the right position to get that ball. Maybe did not have enough boost, but still you can't let those misses happen here in the semi-finals of the Champions Division playoffs. It is now 2 minutes left, 2 apiece again, and a really good game to watch.
Well, the fear struck true. Now the work has to be done by both sides, and this is decent and all for an attack. Straight across Thermic, and It's Your Boy. They have been decent on the connection play. They could step it up just by about 5% more, and they would be potent for the final. That's how good it's been so far, as Thermic just forcing to the Godalion into the defence. Now Kieran on the hunt here for a demo, but where is the shot coming from? And Sketch and cheeky lad, there's not even comms to let them know when they're passing or shooting. It's a little bit of worm and tickle at all the same time, as Kieran 70 seconds pops it into the middle, and typical Godalions, not the connection.
Yeah, we can't really see the connection between the Godalions players. They have the mechanics, they have the speed, but just the connection between the players. And in the end, the finish and touch is what's missing here for the Godalions side. Of course, they've already scored twice, but they need to score a third here in this game 3. They're already 2 games behind, and they can't let this game go to on an Esports either. As we see right now, on Esports lacking a bit in defense, trying to give everything they can to get the ball out of their half. With 30 seconds left for both teams, and it's still 2 apiece.
Well, the Season 5 grand finalists are being smacked around in the semis. In Game 1, Game 2, and for the most of Game 3, it would be a similar feat, and they are yet to score the third goal. They have to do it. Dennis talking about the importance of it, morale and everything right, really on it, as Thermic brings it across, and Sketch 10 seconds and under. A last ditch effort, perhaps Perhaps we might see one here. It's your boy giving Kieran a free ball. Cheeky lad. It's still up into the air. Anything could still happen. And Sketch decides to drop it down. Is that fear or the lack of confidence? OT in game 3.
OT it is, on Esports Evasive, only one goal away from that important match point to go. Oh, as I say that, it is It's your boy getting an own goal, and it is Godalions winning this game 3 in quite, unfortunate way for the Esports side. It is straight from the kickoff, It's your boy just trying to clear it, but in the end it just goes into his own goal, and that's it. It's 7 seconds in, and we already see the overtime to an end. Godalions win this game 3, and on Esports Evasive, they still have the lead. But Godalions, they are fighting back. They're trying to keep the momentum going, and they've done quite a good job. But just those small mistakes, just from the kickoff and from a miss in defense, that just costed them 2 goals. But in the end, they won in overtime. Definitely a really solid team, Godalions. And let's see, can they keep it going in game 4? It's now 2-1, and Godalions fighting back to get a final spot to their hands.
Well, that's a good point here, but from what I got to see in the 3 games here, and I don't know if anybody in chat would agree or disagree, feel free. I also know how your predictions is going, but Dennis, I don't know, Unknown Esports is more dangerous in their own net than Godalions have been in 3 games. That's how I see the series as well, and you know what, for a side that's been ruled out effectively by most people, Godalions here, they don't look like the sides that we've seen before throughout the entirety of league play.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. We saw them last season in the playoffs final, where they were really good. I think back then it was Luxa Esports winning against Godalions, but it is now, they're not the Godalions we would expect them to be. It is not the connection they have. It is just something is lacking, and I think it's just the passing plays, the connection between the players. I can't see them well. I see them from the side of Unknown Esports Evasive. I don't see one guy stepping up from Godalions, and that's what they need right now. I don't care who it is, but especially, you would expect more from Kieran. I haven't seen much from him. Well, he would maybe be the favorite player from the people here. He has hit 2K if I'm correct. But now we see game 4 about to go underway. Godalions, of course, still 1 game down. And hopefully for them, they can keep the momentum up. They've won last game. Can they keep it going? On the Esports Evasive, just 1 game away from being a match point. Game 4 is underway.
We asked Kieran to maybe potentially step it up. One of the most experienced bubble players in ECC, but so far the MVP quality player has been really Ethan. It's your boy, has been close, don't get me wrong. The saves have been outstanding. This time, Kieran maybe show why he may be that threatening player, the potency that he can bring, the danger, the fear, but the thermic is bringing the heat, and so is Ethan. Stacked to the backboard, and Kieran just caressing the ball to safety. Bar that, the second team leathers it down, and Thermic still getting a touch onto it. The Godalions don't have an answer. They get out of their own box at the moment.
Yeah, they're getting pressured a lot. They just can't get out of the half, and they really has to do it for Godalions. Well, right now they're getting out of the half. It is not a good shot though, as you see Thermic trying to get it up, and it's on an Esports TV trying to get the offense going, trying to keep the pressure going. Well, right now there's no one to follow it up. This Godalions, you still have to watch out because they can be very clinical if they're an offense. And as I say that, it is cheeky lad. 1 minute in, they are in the lead. Yeah, we see Sketch with a great pass going into the middle. Cheeky lad in the end with the finish. Looks like a bump in the goal of Unknown Esports Evasive, and that will be Godalions in the lead now. Only 1 minute in, trying to get the series to their hands. Of course, they did not have the start they wanted. Here they are. They lost 2 games in a row. Now they've won the last game, and now 1 minute in, they are on the lead. Can they keep it up? We'll see in this game 4.
Just to put the importance of it in game 3, when they took the lead, it was the first time. This is the first time actually in a game they've led without the opposition really scoring back. Without in quick concession, that's at least an improvement. But here he is. Here is the man. That's the one we want to talk about, because he is that potent, the fear factor onto the pitch. And it's an open net nonetheless, but 2-0 the Godalions Have they woken up?
And the bubble player, Kieran, trying to get Godalions in the lead. He does indeed. It was Itcher Boy missing the ball, which you would not expect on this level. It can happen, but yeah, they still have every time here, all the time of the world to still get the game to their hands. It is Kieran with a great save. He has been the man of this game so far. Can he keep it up though? 3 minutes left. Godalions up with 2. Can they keep it up? That is the question here.
Kieran straight across the cheeky lads. The 2 goal scorers of Godalions in game 4 linking up. Sketch just dropping back at loose. Kieran, a double commit here by the Godalions. Foolish if they're going to think it's an easy walk now. As it's your boy straight across over the wall, and Kieran applies, and sadly Sket's a little bit too slow, and Ethan meets the ball quick enough. And here we are, half the game gone. We've seen 2 goals. It's your boy to Thermic, maybe to reduce the rears, but sadly not to occur.
Yeah, this on Esports Evasive trying to control this game right now, trying to get a goal to their side. You know, we saw a good start from them. Unfortunately for them, they could not score. Well, right now we see 2 shots for Godalions. Really clinical, 100% shot accuracy. And right now we see on Esports Evasive 3 shots and 0 goals. It is just a lack of accuracy in this game from Unknown Esports. And the really clinical finishes from Godalions. 2 minutes left though, and the time begins to tick here for Unknown Esports.
It's your boy. It's controlled it, brings it across, trying to wave dash. Now it's Thermic versus Kieran. It's a sticky situation. The unknown quality can do some wonderful things in ones, but cheeky lad stacks to the backward. Kieran, no read, no block. It's Sketch. What can he do? Lobs it downfield. Kieran from the ceiling. And sadly, only finding cheeky lad on the same side. Sketch this time around. They're just flinging themselves over the ball. They're getting the touches, but it's landing anywhere without purpose or meaning.
Yeah, now the ball is still at the half of Unknown Esports. They're just lacking with boost as well. Looks like they're having a really hard game in this game. Still, they're 1 game up though, but they have 1 minute to still equalize in this series. Well, it's Unknown Esports. They need to get forward a bit more. Godalions about to equalize now. Well, they still have a 2-0 lead. They're doing a good job so far, keeping the clean sheet. And well, it is on Esports Evasive. They need to push more forwards, but it is Godalions just playing very good in this game. And that's the Godalions we would have expected from the start of this series, Danny.
Fully agree with you. We're really questioning where they have been in game 1 and 2. Well, no one, to be fair, had a decent start here, but on paper they are outclassed, but they have proven why they at least made it to the playoffs. With the remaining 30 seconds, that really had to go in for any chance of the comeback. I'd say likely here, game 4 and 2 apiece. More importantly, into the terms of the series, Godalions, have you got what it take here now to finish the job off?
Well, we just have to see. They can't score the third here though, but Unknown Esports only have 10 seconds to score at least 2 goals. It looks like it's not gonna happen. Third is being scored here. Kieran is your man from game 4. Just gets 2 goals, 3 saves on his name as well. Really good goal. In the end, it was, Kieran and Sketch going for it, but Kieran in the end gets the goal, gets the credit, and that is a nail in the coffin. 3-0 for Godalions, and this game will go to Godalions, and the series will be all tied up.
Well, it's wonderful to see. It would have been a very disappointing outline, frankly, if it went... Else went in, it doesn't really matter on that one, but bar that. Would have been disappointing in terms of the series if it was, frankly, a 4-0 sweep. Godalions finally have shown up, 2 apiece here, so does the tide of fortunes change much?
Yeah, we'll have to say, of course, they had an awful start of this series, but here they are. It's about to be a best of 3. With 4 games left at least. Well, I can't say at least. It is a best of 7. Goal is all tied up. 2 games each. We have all reset right now. It's Unknown Esports Evasive winning the first 2 games. But Godalions coming back here, trying to get momentum on their side, hoping to fall to Unknown Esports Evasive here right now. They're doing a really good job. But Unknown Esports Evasive 6 shots, 0 goals. Well, we saw Ethan popping off in the very first 2 games, but I haven't seen anything from him in the last game. Seems like he just lost it a bit. Well, they just have to mental reset now, and it could still be a really close game. This game was just all Godalions, but right now we can't see a Ananis with Evasive coming back very strong. We'll see game 5. It is the match for match point. We will take it, Godalions or Ananis with Evasive.
Sketch already immediately from the kickoff, just hammers it right through. Thermic sets it up here to It's Your Boy. Kieran outdone, Godalions outstretched, and here we are. You ask about match point. I think we might have an answer.
Well, we might have an answer, but we're only 6 seconds in this game. Ananis with Evasive again gets the kickoff straight from the start. It's Your Boy gets the goal on his name. And that's a great start for Ananis with Evasive. It's just a question, can they keep it up? Can they secure a match point? It's still a pretty much a war game still to be played. They are 1-0 up, but you can't underestimate the Godalion side.
Pass and play on the Godalions' final third here, and they could concede the second one if they're not careful, as Cheeky and Kieran they get that one. Thermic's done his job. Double commit by the opposite side, and suddenly that bit of hard work outdone. Ethan pops it back, and Cheeky straight over to Sketch. It's been Ethan here who's been a thorn to the Godalion side, and Kieran trying to provide one of his own. Takes Cheeky Lad temporarily out of the game. He's done well to recover. Back they go, however, and Sketch, well, he needs to grow an extra couple of inches because he was too shy away from that one.
Yeah, the bounce for that, just Sketch did not expect that. Is not on time to save the ball either. It was just the bounce that screwed him up. And in the end, it is a second goal for It's Your Boy. It are just the 3 players from Ananis with Evasive all just popping off in several games. It was first Ethan, but now it is It's Your Boy. 2 goals in the very first minute of this game. And definitely, it has been a very good game for Ananis Esports so far. Still 4 minutes to go still. And well, I can't see Godalions scoring 0 goals here. They maybe have been lacking in the first minute, but definitely they have the capability to come back in this game.
Might not be able to score one in game 1. Either you can put it down to a slow start or the good performance by the opposition. It has occurred. Let's not rule out the possibility. And here comes Ethan. The shot's wide though. The post getting away between goal number 3. It's Your Boy though. Props it up. Cheeky Lad, what can he do? Blocks it. Ethan likewise too. The ball's going further and further back until Cheeky Lad dies until the ball is cleared.
Yeah, it is now just Ananis but Evasive trying to secure their lead, maybe extend it as well with a 3rd goal. 3 minutes for them. All they have to do is to keep the clean sheet they are having now, but still a lot of time to play for. That, Godalions, they can easily come back. 2 goals is easily scored in 3 minutes. It's just those little mistakes from Ananis but Evasive where Godalions just has to hope for. And we're approaching half time, still Ananis but Evasive after the banging start from them in the first minute, leading with 2 goals to 0 of Godalions.
Cheeky Lad moves away. Sketch lacks for himself. The least move down here. They are trailing. They still remain trailing as Kieran feels to get the clearance. A passing play over to Sketch. It's off to the backboard. Ethan deals with it, but it's the pressure that could come after the second phase of play. Cheeky Lad had to bring it across. Kieran's pass wasn't on point. He brings it back down. The phase is about 4, 5, and maybe 6-2. And Sketch gets this one off the post. Diabolical Ramas there are being hooked onto the faces, sketched in pain. Godalions cannot score as Ethan is just making life miserable for them.
Yeah, definitely the defense of Ananis but Evasive keeps on going strong, and it is now Godalions trying to fire shots off the shot, and now finally a shot finds the net. Kieran gets the very first goal for Godalions after a great pass from Sketch into the middle. It's Your Boy trying to read it, not in time. Thermic going for the pre-jump with the save, can't make it either, and in the end it's Godalions scoring the very first goal on their name. Still, they are 1 goal behind in this game 5.
Kieran already 1 of 50 and still trying to hammer down. But sadly, there's no nails and he cannot keep it pressured. And Thermic off the post, rattles around the woodwork. Sketch just pushes. But Ethan resists, and here it comes potentially Goal number 3 here for Unknown. If they can keep it going, Sketch will rely on Cheeky Lad and only Cheeky Lad to get a touch. He does his job. The GD serve for Godalions and Sketch over to Kieran. Got to find a bit of tape, and it's your boy straight down. The demo actually goes against Unknown. They could have had the third, restore a 2-goal lead. Now they could concede as easily as quickly as the ball's been transferred down to the field.
Yeah, this is Esports Evasive getting pressured a bit, but it just goes back and forth. So really, the pressure goes from the side from Esports Evasive to the side of Godalions, and it's really Godalions who need to score a goal right now. But as I say that, it is Esports Evasive just not finding the net. A great save from Kieran. 40 seconds left for Godalions. 40 seconds for Esports Evasive to get that match point in Game 6. Well, 30 seconds. On Esports Evasive, they just need to defend as much as they can right now, and Godalions need to give everything in offense in the upcoming 30 seconds.
Well, Ethan had a chance to put the squeeze on. Didn't occur, and Cheeky Lad versus It's Your Boy. And it goes high as Kieran this time around. Anywhere on target, a pass in field. Cheeky Lad doesn't get the boost. He passes over to Sketch. It's Your Boy. He pre-jumped, but still gets a touch. Sketch over to Cheeky Lad. Godalions are one play away from tying it up to send it to OT. It hasn't occurred yet. It probably won't occur. It definitely doesn't occur. And match points goes against them.
Yeah, the underdogs on Esports Evasive keeping their defense really clean in the last minute, where Godalions was pushing so much as they could, but on Esports just keeping the defense clean, trying to get no more goals conceding, and this on Esports now maybe deserved in match point in Game 6. It has been a great game. Godalions trying to find the net, and in the end it was on Esports Evasive's banging start in the first minute. It's Your Boy's 2 goals that put Godalions off here. Again, just a 1-goal difference. It can go anyway, but on Esports Evasive are for the very first time here in match point, they have 2 chances to secure themselves this series. Can they do it? Can they do this game? Can they do it next game? We're about to see. On Esports Evasive, maybe going for the game here, as we see a disconnect. Ethan's game disconnected, so we're just going into a little break. We're not going into Game 6 yet, but we just have to go into a little break. Godalions, of course, was about to play, but on Esports Evasive's game was not ready yet.
May not be ready, and Dennis, as much as we can talk about what we've seen so far, it's interesting to hear. Apparently Ethan, according to chat and their wisdom, of course, that he apparently can touch any game, and he's already competitively in the competitive scene and doing quite well into it. Is that true?
I mean, we just have to see. But yeah, as you already said, Ethan, he has some problems right now, and he has to restart his PC. So we just have to wait a little bit. It is just he has been popping off. Maybe he popped off too much, so his PC just crashed after that. But it will be 2 minutes. One of his teammates confirmed to me, so we just have to wait a little bit before we see other Esports Evasive joining the lobby as well. It gives them a little bit preparation going into the Game 6, into maybe the last game of this series in favor of other Esports Evasive. And yeah, Godalions, it is not the Godalions we expected. Maybe we expected a clean sweep. Maybe the people in the stream also expected a clean sweep. But definitely that did not happen. On Esports are now in match point, and Godalions need to give everything to not let this unbeaten season just go by. Of course, if this would have been a best of 5, it would have been decided just here by on Esports. But it is a best of 7. Godalions are still alive in this series, can still wrap this series around and push this series to a Game 7. Would be a really good series then if it would go to a Game 7, but we'll just have to see. On Esports Evasive are in match point in Game 6.
Well, Kirby, and a quick rundown so far how the games have went. In Game 1, it was 1-0. Game 2, 2-1. Happily 2-0 advantage to Unknown. And then Godalions bounced back 3 goals to 2, 4-0, and then loses that one 2-1. But the major turning point was in Game 3, Dennis. 7 seconds OT, Kieran puts it in. If that wasn't the case, we would have been done here and now. And that just shows you, at least to a certain extent, it was competitive, but so far the Godalions have been slow starters.
Definitely, it just gets decided by those little mistakes on a level like this. We don't see a lot of goals. Well, just in one game, we saw 4 goals from Godalions, 2-0 of Anon Esports. But from the games after, it is, not a lot of goals. And Anon Esports Evasive keeping a very close series against Godalions, against the run of odds maybe. And that's really good to see in the semi-finals. It just shows why Anon Esports Evasive still made second place in the first conference of the Champions Division. So that's really good to see. Godalions are in first place of the second conference. But definitely, this just shows how an unbeaten team maybe can get beaten. Godalions are still alive, as we still see Anon Esports Evasive not in the lobby. We're just waiting for them to, restart their PC, or at least from Ethan. Ethan just, he has been playing very good in some games, and the defense of Itcha Boy has been phenomenal. Just those late second saves, and definitely it's just every time the last minute Godalions, they do get the pressure, but in the end they just cannot finish it. If those chances could get finished, definitely we wouldn't have seen a scoreline like this right now. It's on the Esports Evasive. Can they make the dream happen? Can they get into the final? They just won the game away from getting the prize pool, from getting the final spot, the very first final spot of the ECC Champions Division playoffs. So we just have to see. Godalions, the favorites, but the underdogs, they are leading right now in Game 6.
In Game 6, don't forget, of course, the second semi-final coming straight after this. The final will be played too, all on the same day. And before we look and maybe analyse this match a little bit further as well, we talk about the favourites as well, being, of course, Godalions. The opposite side, of course, Luxor Esports, containing Razor, Buster, and 0-5. Ivan the sub. They've only lost 7-1, and it was an FF win to the defending champions, of course, Denos here. Now, they're watching, they're viewing here, and they're saying they're likely competitors at one point being dismantled. Slightly coming back, but still on a lifeline here. Is that them going to be overconfident maybe coming into the second semi?
I mean, they could be, but definitely seeing the capability of the 3 Luxor players, I can see them winning. We saw Luxor Esports winning the last season of ECC in Season 5, beating Godalions in the final. Well, we could have the same final here, but it is Godalions now losing against Anon Esports Evasive in Game 6. And, Anon Esports Evasive, they have match point right now. And Luxor Esports, they are about to play against Yeezit Squad in the other semi-final, which, well, it can be close, but I just think Luxor Esports, they went unbeaten. They only lost 1 game because they had to forfeit that game. It definitely shows, well, they are a disbanded team, but so is Anon Esports Evasive. It definitely shows how a disbanded team can still play very well with each other, and how just those hours of practicing, worked out for the teams here. Luxor Esports, they've been with each other for a long time. So I would see Luxor Esports going to the final as well.
Well, potentially, of course, that Yeezit Squad that we do mention as well. One of the members is, of course, Krimzik, who has been in the community for a while here, that has announced that they are, well, effectively competitively retiring, shall we say, Dennis here. So this is his last match that could be coming up here too. So we would like to see a win here, but are we basically saying Luxor's going to beat them quite badly?
Yeah, you could say that, but right now I saw Ethan has started a Rocket League, and we're just about to go into the Game 6 of this phenomenal series. Well, we're now waiting for both teams because the Godalions team just went into training. They really want to win the next game. If they lose the next game, it is series done and dusted. Then they are out of playoffs. And, well, it is Anon Esports going to the final. But before we go any further, I want to thank Godalions also for sponsoring this season of ECC. Well, we couldn't have had a great prize pool like we have right now. If Godalions would respond to this, so much appreciated to them. Now we see Anon Esports Evasive in the lobby. We're still waiting now for Godalions because they just went into training, but we're about to get into game 6. So just hold on a little bit. And well, we now have 77 viewers on Twitch. So thank you very much. And well, if you don't know the series score yet, it is 3-2 in favor of Anon Esports Evasive in a best of 7 series. We see Godalions joining the game lobby, and we're now going into game 6. Anon Esports Evasive 1 game away from that final spot. So let's see, can they make the dream happen, or will Godalions still win the series?
Well, after that huge delay, the Godalions wanted to warm up and they probably didn't get that much time. Both two teams have set out their stalls, they've set what their pieces can offer, and so far it's been a battle really of MVP quality that Ethan has shown. He's put on display here in Thermic. First shots here, the match points elect to be the grand finalist here in Season 6 in Sketch. Passed it over to Cheeky Lad. It's still him though, with the pressure from the same corner, and Kieran, he has to deliver this one anywhere on top of Sketch will be doing. That bump in play works. Kieran gets credit to the goal, and now as the Godalions finally show what they're made of.
Yeah, in the end, it is Kieran with the bump on Boy, who just has no momentum going for the save. Godalions with a good start of this game. Still a long game to be played though. Well, at least they have a good goal here, they have a good lead, but it is only one. Can Anon Esports Evasive tie this game up? It would make this game very interesting, and they have the capability to do so. So let's see, can they do it? And as I say that, it is Kern in the end with a great save. 4 minutes still to go, and we really have a good game here.
Let's get across here. We see Unknown knocking on the front door. And so far, we've actually seen the Godalions playing somewhat sensible, competent, but it's your boy just making them sweat. You can see them getting a little bit nervy, but Kieran reduces the stress. Now seals the boost. Sketch now moving into play here. No touch, no pass, but it's cheeky this time around from the same corner that Kieran effectively got the opening goal here in game 6.
Yeah, 1.5 minutes in this game 6. Godalions with an important lead. They really need it as well. But it is not Anon Esports Evasive lacking behind. They get into offense more than Godalions. But as I say that, it is now a chance for Godalions. Great save by Thermic. And now the Godalions trying to pressure Anon Esports Evasive as much as they can to extend the lead right now. They have a 1-goal lead, but 3 minutes left. It's a really long game still. But Anon Esports Evasive trying to do everything they can to get out of the hole, trying to get some offenses going, trying to get the series to their hands after this game. We'll see. We have 2 minutes been seen now where Godalions scored 1 goal. Can they score more? Anon Esports Evasive trying to keep up the offense now.
It's your boy, he's seen Ethan there. He went for the pass, and Godalions cut it out. They're trailing. There's sometimes the passing play works well, a bit of greed, they're trying to score the goal, and it's your boy, been bumped and prouder, and Cheeky Lad with a miss of that quantity. In the moment, in the heat, it's laughable, but in the pressure, the stakes on the line here, a grand final. Season 5 grand finalists are struggling to put the goal into the net there, and this would have really secured it here, Dennis. Surprising to see it happening here, especially with the quality they have on offer. 2 minutes, 1 goal trails for Unknown.
Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, maybe the last 2 minutes of this series, though. It is Godalions leading in this game 6, trying to push this series to a game 7. They're doing a really good job so far. That's a great shot from Kieran to get the second on his name. That's the Kieran we want to see. That's the Kieran we expected to see here as well. He gets a great shot. Nothing Ethan could do in goal. And it is the second for Godalions. 1 minute, 50 seconds. Enough time for Anon Esports to tie it up. But it's definitely very hard against a side like Godalions.
Sketch already won the kickoff, and that margin, the safety net in game 6, it is huge. It is effectively massive for the Godalions. They need to keep it going, and Sketch just firing one. Slightly a bit lazy though. He could have done a little bit more, make the opposition move. Quick little pop ball, he wasted a bit of boost, and Kieran Just trying to force them down now. All three moving down from unknown Thermic for the double. Sketch has to get clearance. He does. He's achieved that, and he's going to try to apply a little bit more. This has worked out so splendidly well. Absolutely little accidents occur for Godalions, but a mop-up job by Thermic, and Ethan enough Lellers one on target again.
The offense keeps on going on Esports Evasive, trying to get that goal, to get this difference to only one goal. Now it is 2, 1 minute left, and we can really see on Esports Evasive trying to push more upwards. That's really good to see from them, but it does not award them in a goal yet. And the time is ticking for them. They need a goal right now, or otherwise we will go to game 7. And right now, Godalions, they just take control of the game, trying to get this series to a game 7. But it looks like we're also going to a game 7. 30 seconds to go. 2 goals are needed for Alan Esports Evasive. So it does not look like it's going to happen for Alan Esports Evasive.
That's the point. I would be happily putting up the series marker on the Godalian side. Both teams would be happily content, probably going into game 7, fresh-minded. But after that long, continuous break for the time being, while Ethan was fixing his PC, the equipment was dodgy. But he has no real excuses here. He has to provide a stellar performance for game number 7. Kieran secures that one. In fact, like a hot trick performance here. But Dennis, game 7, which way is it going to go?
I mean, it's a really hard one to say. We've seen a close series. We saw Alan Esports Evasive winning the very first 2 games. Godalions then winning 2 games in a row. Alan Esports going into match point, but Godalions again equalizing the series. It is 3-0 going into game 7. And well, it is Godalions. They have some momentum, but yeah, it's really hard to say. Yeah, I think it's going to be an overtime, to be fair. And I think it's going to be Alan Esports Evasive taking the overtime. Godalions, well, they have been lacking a bit. In the end, it was Kieran stepping up for them. Just like I said, they need a player to step up, and it was definitely Kieran. But here they are, game 7, the very first game 7 of today. It is the place for the final, the game for a place in the final. Who will take Alan Esports, or will it be Godalions?
Couldn't be said any better. Anybody in chat, it's time to get loud, let you know who you're supporting, and so far Ethan is supporting his own team. It's a temporary shot, but no lackluster performance by him throughout, and this one wide open Sketch. Nobody will follow through. Thermic just waiting on the post there. It's your boy, pops, skips, and there Kieran just stops it down. Ethan, it's your boy, just backs away here. Who will play safety? Who will take the risk? The margins now huge. It has magnified to 1,000% every detail to the point of criticisation. But who will make the comment in game 7 with a goal?
Yeah, it is a question. Who will make the difference? What player will step out in this game? It was Ethan just really playing well in the very first 2 games, and Kieran showing up. But now it is all the players here maybe a bit nervous. It is game 7, the place for the final, the place for that prize pool, everything to play for. It's only 1 game, but one of them do have to lose here. One of them will go away with the win. Right now we see Godalions in the offense, trying to keep the offense going with a great passing play. It does not work out for them though, but definitely so far Godalions doing a great job in game 7.
No double elimination, as you say, 1 chance, that's all they've got. They've had 6 games, they cannot be separated. Somebody has to go, somebody will go, and here Ethan has his shot. It's been saved by Kieran straight down. It's your boy, Thermic cuts him off, and Sketch sees, well, unfortunately, Solnet, not his teammate, who was wide open for a receiving pass. Kieran, well, that one's been dealt with. Who will let that mistake slip in now? The lack of concentration would be clinical. It would be crucial. And Kieran over the stretch, a drop down ball. Cheeky's been bumped and bruised, battered into the way. A&E required, but Kieran doesn't have the boost to follow up. Unknown is living on a lifeline there.
Yeah, you could say that. It is Godalions keeping the pressure up, keeping the shots going, and Alan Esports Evasive with so many saves, 7 saves. It is only half time. They can't get out of their half. Game 7, definitely Godalions so far, but it can rotate really easy. So yeah, we still see a goalless draw here on the scoreline. Half time left, and it is definitely on the Esports Evasive trying to push more. They really need that because so far Godalions been pushing on an Esports in the goal, forcing them to make all the saves from the shots they make. But now it is on an Esports trying to get out, but definitely Godalions doing a really good job in this Game 7 so far.
Well, 2 minutes remaining. It was unknown who drew first bloods. Then these warriors took chunks out of each other, and yet they still continue to do battle, and Ethan has just effectively pinched that one. Kieran down to the clearance, and Thermic drops back. It's Your Boy drops back. Ethan drops back. All of the troops in order. They're in line, but the general here is just saying, It's Your Boy move. Ethan giving the orders from the back line. Now it's time for him to move. Kieran, the other battling man himself here, is just doing all the work. That one goes round, and for Game 7, the MVP quality that Ethan has brought has own goals.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate what happened there. It's a demo, and in the end the ball gets in, an own goal there, and it is now on an Esports Evasive not getting a save, but it is Godalions making the first goal of this Game 7. It's a bit late in the game though, and we still have 1.5 minutes to play. 1 minute 15 seconds actually. Time is ticking now, and on the Esports Evasive need a goal right now to stay alive in the playoffs.
Thorning drops back at Your Boy across. Kieran to stop it down. Will they park the bus or keep on attacking? It will be a battle and a half. The tacticians working out on their whiteboards or chalkboards, anything they can scribble on as Ethan draws over to Thermic, pops it up high. 50 seconds now. It's Your Boy just moving into an awkward situation. Thermic, it's Your Boy. Does he pop it up? Kieran not willing to be outplayed there. He had much more on the line. Ethan over to Thermic, shots on target, but it's so slow that you could blink and still not miss it.
Yeah, it is now the time taking. 30 seconds left. We see misses from Unknown Esports, not what they wanted, but now we see the ball go to the side of Godalions. The last offense is coming out now from the Unknown Esports Evasive side, but it is just the mechanical inconsistency right now as we see the second goal getting scored. Sketch maybe secures the win here for Godalions in Game 7.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way, not a chance that 2 goals are being scored. Oh, no, they had their chance. They had the chance in Game 3. They put a 3-0 series sweep. A boulder worth of pressure on the shoulders of the 3 Englishmen. But Godalions, they continue. They march on. They stay undefeated. And one semi-finalist concluded. But sadly, still one more to go.
Yeah, it is Godalions who are your very first finalist of Season 6 ECC Champions Division. And unfortunately, for Unknown Esports Evasive, we will maybe see them next season. They're out. They are in the top 4, getting beat by Godalions in Game 7. But yeah, I think it's just time to make ourselves up for the next semi-final, which will be Luxe Esports against Yeezit Squad. So yeah, it has been a great series. Went all the way to Game 7. Well, I predicted it would have gone to Game 7. In the end, Godalions won this Game 7 in quite a dominant way, I would say. 3 shots against 12 of Godalions. GG's to both teams, and I think we're just going into small break to get the second semi-final on the way in about 10 minutes. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, and we'll be with you shortly.